But regardless, looks like I will be wrong, and we may not have chess on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, Jan didn't go king e2, so Magnus now has the draw in hand. He has no reason to accept it. White is saved momentarily by the fact that rook d6, rook takes e3, stops the checkmate because of rook g3.
We'll show that. Rook takes e3, and if you play rook to g6 check, you blunder. And that's how Jan wins.
Yeah, yeah, that would be one way to win. So I feel like queen g4, king f1 is a place where black has a win. Knight d5.
Take on d5.
Yeah, knight takes d5 really does look like a winning move.
So you're saying it makes sense that Magnus maybe play queen h3 check just to repeat?
Yeah, he might as well. He has less time. He wants to get closer to time control.
Yeah.
He sees his opponent's intention, king e2 or king g1, and he has a draw in hand. So it's a very, very comfortable situation. I wonder, is knight to f5 winning?
Knight to f5.
Kind of like that move.
Would allow f takes e3.
F takes e3 and then knight to h4.
Hard to stop this move.
And rook d6 is also hard to stop. So, yeah, this one looks pretty good.
Yeah. Knight f5 looks solid and like the human approach, potentially, to putting this game away, right? I mean, not to say that knight takes d5 here is not a very human move to make, but it's a little...
It allows a pin.
Yeah, it allows the pin,
makes
things
things
go practically a little bit on edge, but this position here with queen h3...
Yeah, I like this knight f5.
Yeah.
As the finishing touch in this position.
Your thoughts, Yvonne? Looks like the cleanest thing to do?
Well, there are more than one way, and this is, one of the simple ways to win. But to be honest, after queen takes g4, it just seems like winning everywhere.
Yeah. Well, and again, you know, we were talking earlier about maybe where the last bit of calculation went wrong. It was highlighting that perhaps he missed this whole rook f4 idea, but maybe that started back on h3 to again point out that top players are not making one-move blunders. He's committing to a plan with h3, but perhaps just miscalculated at the very end of this line. A key point to why rook e4 doesn't work is because of this awkward little shuffle, and that has put him in a position where he's decided to play g3, which is clearly not something the eval bar is happy to see if you're a Jan Nepomniachtchi fan. But either way, even if he played rook takes d4, the game is headed toward a very forcing draw where Magnus Carlsen is in complete control with the white pieces tomorrow. So still shocked to see g3, frankly. Yvonne, before you joined us, the last thing we were suggesting was that maybe here he had this idea of queen b5, which he didn't go for, and maybe in hindsight should have slowed down a little bit to double check this plan before fully committing. But your thoughts on whether this would have led to any chances for white?
Oh, this is a very nice and subtle try, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because apparently black doesn't want to exchange. But for example, if black just somehow, let's say, hang in there to play the move like queen, well, of course, he doesn't like the move like queen d8, let's say, to play a simple, probably a bit naive move. So what's next for white?
We didn't look at queen d8. We looked at rook d8 and queen b5.
Queen d8 makes a lot of sense.
Queen d8 makes a lot of sense. Man, you're good at chess, Yvonne.
So maybe I should play more.
Maybe you should play more. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, queen d8 actually looks like a subtle and irritating retreat to our queen b5 try. So
yeah, this probably equalizes for black. But still, if you play queen b3, you just repeat. So you might as well ask your opponent some questions, and then if you want to go back and play queen b3, you can.
Yeah. Well, okay, Yvonne spoils our maybe other try, and but turns out she's pretty good at chess, so that might be why. But Yvonne, we're gonna thank you again for joining us for what unfortunately may end up proving to be the last time. We hope you had a good time joining us on our show every day, and your thoughts on, real quick, on parting words for the 2021 FIDE World Chess Championship? Should this be the last game?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I guess the answer to me is, I mean, to everyone is very obvious. But if you ask me before the move, let's say G3 is still unclear, because to me, I also thought that Nepo will play rook d4, even if he missed rook f4. But I understand, sometimes players could really, his performance during the game could be affected by a lot of factors. So that's a great pity that probably we won't have another day to watch the exciting games. But in general, I thought it's a very great match, especially under the current global situation. Like, we can see such high level chess, especially the first part of the match. I thought it's really showing some great games.
It's a good point, and I think.
And of course, I'm very happy to join our commentary team again after 3 years, right? Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah, no, 2018 was a great time joining me and Robert for almost daily during the Carlsen Caruana match, and who knew you'd be joining Fabiano daily for this one? But it's been awesome, and I think you made a really good point, which should not be forgotten, that this really did somehow seem like a tale of two matches, the first 5, even the first 6 games, really, until the historic longest ever game in the World Chess Championship. It was a match that felt like, if anything, Nepo was the one in control, right? Pushing and often with chances. And boy, has it been a tale of two matches on the back half of things. So good point, Yvonne. And again, thank you so much for bringing daily insights and commentary. And on that note, we're going to let you go and maybe say that we'll see you again in 2023 for the next World Championship.
Thank you. That would be my pleasure.
Bye, Yvonne.
Bye.
All right. It is a really good point she made, that this really was a tale of two matches. And it's unfortunate to see it going the direction it is for all Jan Nepomniachtchi fans, and even for a lot of fans in Norway who, as Hammer admitted, are maybe kind of rooting for a Jan Nepomniachtchi win, right? Anything to give us blood.
Yeah, I think that at the start of the match, Jan was the one with more chances.
Yeah.
In game 2, he was maybe even objectively winning. And he also had good chances in game 5, I think it was, when he could have played c4 and gotten some advantage. Not a decisive advantage, but still put Magnus under pressure. Game 6 was an epic.
Even game 6?
It was an epic battle. He had his chances too.
Yep.
We remember we were at some point thinking Magnus has like 1 minute for 8 moves.
Yeah.
His position was starting to crumble. It wasn't like ever losing, but it was starting to potentially fall apart. And yeah, that game was a turning point. After that, it was just 2 different players from the first half.
Yeah.
Magnus was strong, consistent, stable. Jan was anything but that.
Yep. There can only be one world chess champion, and there's only one world chess champion now back with us. Thanks for being here, Robert. Hope you enjoyed the quick break. And how you feeling?
Disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is just a losing attempt. It wasn't even a winning attempt. And I'm pretty sure Jan figured as much. And it's not that he wants to lose the game, but he thought that, okay, if I don't win today, I have to win 3 in a row. I black tomorrow. It's not going to happen. But I don't think you can go out like this.
Yeah, it's just weird, right?
I was listening to you two talking with Yifan. I was waiting for the moment. I think Fabi made a good point that rook f4 seemed to be overlooked by Jan. But you have to just, at this point, play the position. If you're going to play for a win, you do so with your opening choices. Even if objectively you take a risky decision and you play an opening that is better for black but creates a lot of threats, you go for that. But here it just felt like, here, Magnus, take the match, take the win. And that moment with b5 and c5 and this game here, where it's ending not because of Magnus's brilliance,